Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Junior Anthony Wright. Yeah, pleasure getting you on. And yeah, we're here to predict the Vasyl Lomachenko v George Kambosos fight, and the Lucas Brown Hemi Ohio fight, and Joe Goodall v Fake Opalu fight. And yes, I'm delighted to be joined with Junior. How are you, mate?
Everything's going well. How you doing?
I'm all good, mate. I appreciate your time as always.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Anytime. Yeah, so should we start off with Lucas Brown v Hemi Ohio? That's over 8 rounds. Talk about that fight.
I think it's a good fight, man. I just think that Lucas Brown, I feel like his age is starting to catch up to him, and I could see him pot. Like if the other guy doesn't get hit with nothing wild, he could probably catch Lucas Brown in the later rounds. And I only say that because age is catching up to him, and Lucas probably is not taking the punches as much as he used to. And the last guy beat him. The last guy that's around his opponent's height was able to beat him. And this guy, Hemi's got more experience.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, mate. I think Hemi hits harder than his last opponent. I mean, Mark Petrovic, he was like 6-0. He was like an upcoming prospect, sort of thing, when Hemi, 21 and 1. He's a good fighter, and I've been quite impressed. I mean, one of Hemi's fights was against Julius Long. I don't remember. It was 2022, I think. And if you see the size different, he tends to be the smaller man in the fight, but he's very good on the inside. And I think, yeah, as you mentioned, Lucas Brown's been around for quite some time, and he is quite experienced. But you see, you're questioning, how long what he's got left in him. I mean, he lost to Big Baby Miller, and he got stopped to Petrovic, and he gets, no offense to him, but when he does lose, he does get badly, stopped. And it's pretty one-sided when he does lose. I mean, White, Paul Gallen, you can tell he's not the same anymore. I mean, he's had some decent wins in the past, but he's not the same how he used to be, And I think, Hemi's on the rise sort of thing, if you understand what I mean. And Lucas Brown's, I wouldn't, want to say he's on a downfall, but he's starting to sort of lose it a bit. But yeah, I'm saying Hemi. I'm gonna say, if I have to stick around on it, I'm gonna say Hemi round 6, TKO.
I can see that because Hemi's kind of patient. He doesn't really bum rush guys. He's a patient guy. He likes to take his time, what I've seen, and then he slowly picks it up.
Yeah, he won't rush into it. I think he'll stay quite composed. And Lucas Brown doesn't have the best of gas tanks.
No, he doesn't. And he's Lucas Brown kind of reminds me of a club fighter, a little like a bar fighter that's in pretty decent shape. But he gets hit a lot. Defense ain't the greatest.
He gasses after maybe 2-3 rounds he could be all right for, and then he gasses out. It's been sort of similar for his whole career. He don't have the best gas tank. I think Hemi will pick his shots well, and I think, yeah, he'll force a stoppage later on. And I think Hemi, I've been impressed with Hemi. Do you think Hemi? Have you been impressed with him so far? What you've seen of him?
Yeah, for his size, I mean, he looks like he could be a cruiserweight or even a light heavyweight. And but he seems to handle the size pretty well. He did a good job with Aram Sands. Granted, Aram Sands is a real big guy, but Aram Sands, some of these guys are lazy. They don't really work hard. So yeah, that's always an issue. But go ahead.
Yeah. So do you think Hemi stops him as well late on? Did you say?
I would say so because I feel like Hemi, he has tendency to pick it up in the later rounds. He starts off kind of slow. He puts punches together very good. So yes, I can see a stoppage. If he doesn't get hit with nothing crazy, as long as he stays composed and watch out for the big shots, because Lucas Brown's not gonna outbox him. I mean, he's like an aggressive club fighter that's in really good shape
I
for a
think
boxer.
what Lucas Brown needs is, he needs to, try and put it on him from the get-go sort of thing, And in my opinion, I think Lucas Brown needs to try and knock him out, within the first 2, maybe first 3.
Maybe first 3 at the most, because when he gets tired, everything goes out there. He just fights. He's gonna give you whatever he's got. He's not a strategist.
Yeah,
He's just
because
a fighter.
when you've buzzed him, he can't. like, and yeah, when he's hurt, he's not great at, trying to hold on. He gets dropped quite a lot. It's
It's like hard. He just goes at it. If he's hurt bad, his defense is to keep fighting and give you everything he's got. And if he's tired, he's gonna keep pushing.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're both saying Hemi late stoppage. Are you saying around, I mean, I'm saying round six. Are you thinking the same sort of area as me, or
Yeah, because I don't see Hemi seems kind of patient. He doesn't rush. So I see it later. I can see a later round stoppage because it seems like he likes to take his time before he takes you out of the game.
yeah. Moving on to the next fight, you've got Joe Goodall, who's of course has lost. He's 10-2 and he's 10-2, and his defeats come to Justice Hooney and Alfie Agchiba. I mean, he got stopped last time out in round 4 by Agchiba, but Agchiba's a decent upcoming prospect. On the other hand, Fagopoulos 16-4-2. He's doing all right. I mean, he's coming off a sixth round stoppage win against Martin Neiman. I'm not too sure who that is, but I've heard of him. Oh, and he beat Hemi as well. So that's
I
his
would. I remember that fight.
yeah, Opalu. I was quite impressed with Opalu v Hemi, and he stopped Hemi as well. And I think Hemi, was definitely the favourite, going into that Opalu fight, in my opinion. But I was very impressed with Opalu that night. I think it's his current best win to date, in my opinion. Yes, he's lost to Hooney, but Hooney's another top level. I wouldn't say top level, but he's on the rise as well. Lucas Brown, and then Joseph Parker, and we all know what Joseph Parker's doing at the moment.
That was an annihilation. This fight could be tough, man. But the one thing I will say about Hemi sometimes gets lazy. I don't know if you noticed that. I watched that fight with him and the
Opalu.
guy Apalu. Yeah,
He
Apalu.
got lazy.
He got lazy and he got caught. I remember that fight. Sometimes Hemi gets a little lazy, but this fight is gonna be a tough one. This is one of the fights where it's very close because I mean even Goodball, Joseph he beat Stephen Shaw, and then Stephen Shaw looked like he was a little out of shape though in that fight. I don't
It
know if
could
you
come
remember.
down to who wants it more, sort of thing, in this sort of fight.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking because they're actually pretty similar. Um, but if I had to pick somebody, I'm probably gonna have to go with. Well, I mean, Joseph went to distance with Hooney, which is pretty good, and Hooney throws a lot of punches for a heavyweight. He's not powerful though. Granted, he did get knocked out by Efe Jagba. Damn, it's gonna be a tough fight, man. This one, if I had to lean towards somebody, I think I'm gonna go with I think I think Joseph might pull it off by a hair.
By knockout or points, what you saying?
He doesn't seem like I mean, Stephen Shaw was out of shape, so it could be a late round stoppage, maybe, or it might if it goes to decision. I'm gonna have to say Joseph.
I mean, I'm edging towards Opalu, to be fair. I think he's coming off a decent win. Yes, it wasn't the best opponent he beat last time out, but I've been in. I think it comes down to who wants it more. It's hard to see where the loser goes, but if I have to say one, I'm going to go with Opalu on a close points decision. I think there's many fights on this card which could steal the show, but for me, this is a bit of an underrated sort of fight, and one that I'm actually looking quite forward to. But I'm saying Opalu on points, so yeah.
That's a tough. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it happens, only because he did go to this is with Justice, but he did get blown out by Joseph
Right.
Parker. So maybe he may who knows if he can take a punch. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. And the other guy did
He
get
has
beat
been
by
knocked
FA.
out as well a few times. I mean, Brown was sort of, I mean, coming on the slide sort of thing. But I think Opalu's, yeah, I still go with Opalu because you can have those sort of questions of Joseph as well as Opalu. So, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's a knockout, but it could be a late stoppage. But I would favour Opalu on points with the.
Looking at his box right now, he got knocked out. I seen the fight when he got knocked out by Lucas Brown. I thought he went to distance with Justice Hooney. He didn't.
Yeah, he
He
got
didn't go.
stopped, didn't he?
He got stopped in all three fights. I'm going with Joseph.
I think
It's,
it is tough, mate. But I think I'd go with Opelu. But
he
I could
had. I
be
mean, he's. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I said I possibly could be. I'm not. That's the one I'm not like overly confident saying because it's a sort of 50-50 fight in my opinion. But yeah, I would favour Opelu just personally in my opinion.
You know what though? So they both fought Justice. Joseph went to distance, but the other guy got knocked out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm still gonna stick with Joseph. I mean, the only bad thing about Joseph though is he doesn't have a lot of rounds. That's the bad thing because he's got a lot of stoppages. So that I mean we'll see if he has a gas tank in the end. I'm going with Joseph.
Mm.
Joseph went.
Well, that's interesting. We disagree with that one, but yes. Moving on to our main event is for the IBF World Lightweight title, which I believe is vacant. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got Vasyl Lomachenko, 17-3, the George Ferocious Kambosos Jr., 21-2. Yeah, talk about that fight.
The one thing I will say, I mean, Lomachenko, the footwork is crazy. I mean, it's hard to get past the footwork. Gambosis can move a little bit too, but I just think that they could have similar styles a little bit because when he fought when
Haney,
Who did Gamboa beat? Gamboa beat a really good fighter. What's his
Hughes,
name? Who?
Lopez. Lopez?
He did beat Lopez, and that was a surprising fight. The fact that he beat Teofimo, but then Teofimo beat Lomachenko. It's a styles make fights, but I don't know if I don't know. I gotta say Lomachenko. I just think Lomachenko moves too good. He's too clever. He's like a smaller Usyk. I mean, he's gonna be hard to beat. And I don't think he's as strong as Teofimo. He's a better boxer though. So I'm gonna say I'm going Lomachenko. Lomachenko wins a decision. He won't win a stoppage.
Yeah,
It's not.
exactly that. And I'm thinking the same lines, mate. I mean, he's got better wins. I mean, Linares, Crawler, Luke Campbell, Richard Coney. They lost to Lopez and Devon. I agree with the Lopez defeat, but I thought that the Devon Haney fight was close, and I thought that could have gone one round either way. People saying it's a robbery. Close, close fights aren't robberies. If you think somebody's won the fight with 2 rounds, 1 round, 3 rounds, it's not really a robbery. But if it's 4 or 5, it wasn't 4 or 5 rounds either way. But Haney got the result. You can't argue with it because it was a close fight. But I think it was both. It was good from both. I think George Kambosos has been that Lopez fight. Everyone wrote him off. He upset the odds, and ever since that fight, I haven't been impressed with him. He got schooled by Haney twice. I mean, he got Maxi Hughes. I mean, he beat him, but that's a robbery as well. I thought Maxi was blatantly robbed. I think could go. It's going to go the exact same fight. I think Loma will be too good for him, too fast. It'll be hard to hit for Kambosos. I just think it'll be similar to the Devon Haney fight in a way. Um,
Yeah, the
and
difference
yeah,
is
I can see Loma UD, but with Kambosos, I mean, there's been some dodgy cards with him. I mean, that last one, and of course, it's in Australia as well, which is a bit. And with boxing, being a boxer yourself, that these cards aren't, they're dodgy at times, and especially top rank. There's been a few dodgy decisions, but yeah, I'm gonna say Loma unanimous decision as you said as well.
yeah. I mean, Lomachenko is like a poor man's Devin Haney kind of. I mean, in the Devin Haney fight, I thought Lomachenko. I thought it could have been a draw at least.
That's
At
what
least.
I scored. And I watch it back and I score it a draw. But I can see where people thought maybe Haney nicked it or Loma nicked it, but it wasn't a fight where it was 4 rounds, 5 rounds in it, was it?
No,
Like people, I've seen
no.
people say online it because it was definitely not like a robbery. But I understand either way how people thought either fighter won or a draw, as me and you said.
Yeah, I thought that could have been a draw. Lomachenko wins the decision. I don't know if he's got I mean, I don't know if he's gonna has the knockout power to get rid of him. He's not a big puncher, but he's more of an accumulation guy, and he's a better accumulation fighter than George Kambosos.
I mean, Kambosos he's tough, but I think there's vulnerabilities as well, and there's times where Lomas could be too quick for him and potentially maybe drop him. I don't think it won't be a heavy knockdown, but I could see maybe he might put Kambosos down in 1 round, like a quick flash knockdown, due to the fact that Loma's timing might be too good for him, and I just think his timing will just land one and put him on the floor. But I don't think it'll be a heavy knockdown.
Unless Lomachenko's age is catching up to him, but he doesn't take a lot of punishment. He seems to take training very seriously. I've seen some of him in his training camps. He's training very serious all the time. I don't like joke around. I don't like joke around. He means business. He doesn't take a lot of punishment. So I don't think his age is catching up to him yet. He's one of them guys that could fight till he's in his 40s.
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Loma's incredible fighter. One of the best in my sort of generation, sort of thing. And at the moment, he's still one of the best out there in my opinion. Yes, you've got your Inoues, the Crawfords, the Canelos, the Usyks, but I think he's still sort of around in that pound for pound mix as well.
Yes, definitely. He's definitely up there. I would have liked to see Lomachenko have fighting like Javante Davis, um, even the other guy. What's his name?
Shakur?
The Shakur. Yes, I'd like to see Lomachenko fight those guys, but for whatever, I don't think it's gonna happen for whatever reason. It's just times are mixed up or something like that.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens with like the results and stuff, what happened. And yeah, thank you for your time as always, Junior, and enjoy the show, yeah?
Definitely, man. What channels are gonna be on? Last question.
Sky, I believe. I'll double check that for you though, mate.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bye, mate. Thank you. Bye.
You got it.